There is a battle brewing between social media platforms and the state of Ohio. A trade group representing Meta, X, and Google are suing the state over a new law. It requires children under 16 to get parental consent before opening an account on social media. The death of 17-year-old James Woods inspired the law. The teen took his life back in 2022 after being targeted in an online sextortion scheme. Now, those social media companies say this is unconstitutional to require parents to get those accounts and permission for those accounts. Joining us to talk about it, Health and Special Projects Director Lindsay Wilkerson and parents Sarah Perry and John Gentry. So Sarah and John first, Johnny, let's begin with you first, Johnny. To hear the companies say it's unconstitutional for parents to be involved in their children getting a social media account. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it appears that there is a push, kind of a battle between freedom of speech, kind of First Amendment for the children and for the companies, versus child protection, child safety. This company is doing a lawsuit, has already won this same lawsuit in California. From a parent standpoint, it appears that they would like to sidestep me as a parent and come in and legislate how I control my child's devices that I pay for, that I invest in, and how I parent. So I think it's a dialogue and discourse that has to be had.
All right, Sarah, you heard Johnny. Your thoughts on this?
I think they're just grasping at straws, honestly. I think they're trying to figure out how they can make sure that they can get rid of this law that is supposed to be there for protection, but it's just a very wide sweeping law that doesn't really give us the protection we think we need.
And Lindsay, how dangerous can social media be to children, especially those who are unsupervised? Their parents are not monitoring where they go and what they do, and most importantly, who they're talking to on social media.
It's become a huge problem. About 95% of teens 13 to 17 are using social media. And there's been numerous studies the past few years of the effects, the harmful effects. So looking at increased rates of depression, anxiety, body image issues that kids are facing because of their use on social media. And then we're also seeing the rise in sextortion cases, which have been increasing across the country, primarily targeting teen boys. And so that's adding to the challenges that kids are already facing. And so to not have protections in place is extremely concerning, to make sure that these kids are being protected and what those necessary regulations need to look like in order to ensure that they're not being targeted by predators online.
Now, for those viewers who are listening to what you're saying, why teen boys when you use the terminology sextortion? Why are teen boys the most targeted in this case?
That has been a trend.
And explain what sextortion is as well.
Yes, so sextortion is what we've been seeing across the country, where predators have been posing typically as female peers of the same age group, asking for compromising photos of the teen boys. And once they receive those photos, they then will exploit that and ask for money in exchange for the photos. Otherwise, they'll threaten to share them on social media.
Old school
or with
blackmail.
Exactly. With friends, with family, whoever it might be. In some cases, they'll get money and they'll continue to demand more money in exchange for the photos. And this has just been a huge trend that we've been seeing. The FBI has seen a huge uptick in these cases across every state.
And Johnny, what would be your best advice for parents out there who may not be monitoring their children and realize that they're victimized, like in this case in Ohio where the kid committed suicide?
Yeah, awaken and realize that we've been, as parents, we've been given what we call parents' intuition. And I think it's so important that we get unbusy ourselves, that we become present as parents, no matter what our work schedules are, no matter what our obstacles are, because you have single parents, you have parents who have many responsibilities that they're juggling, but we still have our primary responsibility, and that's to make sure that our kids are safe.
And really quick, Sarah, your thoughts on responsibility.
Absolutely. I think it's also really important to talk to our kids about what to do if this happens and provide a good structure. If they don't have one at home that can be supportive, if your parents never talked to you about sex, or if you never talked about what was acceptable to do in behavior and what to do if you fell out of line in that, then we need to tell them where their resources are, how to report something to the FBI, because they are being investigated.
All right. We want to thank you guys for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored with this very valuable information.